after 9 o'clock, hogfanatic.com, brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Great dealership, great service department. Steve Anderson, my mouthpiece. Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for cars. Also, Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip. GT Car and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. And Dr. Lance Forbes Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Here is Tom Suter, along with Pat Harty from hogfanatic.com.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. I always liked that name of that song. And I actually liked the song.
Well, yeah, he was with the first edition. Yeah.
Good old Kenny Rogers.
What is this?
That's the radio station that Pat's family member Jamie Morris works at, or close to family member.
He has a show. Yeah, they're not officially married, but he's still kind of my brother-in-law.
But they've been together for like 20 years.
They just, for some reason, they just haven't gotten married.
Sin.
What?
Sin.
Yes.
Yeah, sin.
Yes.
You like to check out those prices.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
I was thinking
there is nobody listening.
No, those rates are great.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it can't be anybody listening.
But you got to be.
Oh no, they have a huge audience. That's why they charge so much.
Well, here I'm seeing it.
See, they're getting $700 a week.
Yeah, they got.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I was looking at the spot cost.
The $10 spot rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have.
And they give you a lot of spots, but you got to spend a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
They have tons of listeners.
I am wrong. Where are they?
Ann Arbor, Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamie's been on here.
Yeah.
Multiple
but
times.
I didn't know he was on radio. Did I?
Well, that's his main thing. He's got
maybe
his.
I did.
Well, he does radio, and he also has an NIL up with Michigan football that he runs.
No, I just was looking at the spot.
Yeah, I saw that spot. I didn't know what that meant. I just saw the $700 a week.
Yeah.
That's $2,800 a month.
It is.
Yeah.
That's about $33,000.
Yeah, and I was telling
the Amazon.
Yeah, no, it's a very popular station up there, and
It must be. Well, it must be to get $700 a week.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even one of their biggest ones. But no, I just thought you guys would find that interesting to compare how it compares with your prices. But it's compare that market with this market.
Well, the spot rate's not that different. It's just a question of we can't get anybody to spend $700-800 a week.
Yeah, no, I mean I that's not easy. But that's also Detroit, Ann Arbor.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a much bigger market.
It's just bigger. I've always thought of Ann Arbor as sort of being Iowa City on steroids.
That gets into Detroit?
Yeah, it says Ann Arbor, Detroit on the.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, no,
that's
I mean,
like a major.
Ann Arbor's what like?
Well, then it's cheap for a major market.
Yeah, it is.
Ann Arbor is, but the station itself, I believe, is in Ann Arbor.
But
but it goes to Detroit. I mean, because Ann Arbor and Detroit are right next to each other. I mean, well, it's about 25 miles. You got Ypsilanti.
Yeah.
But Ann Arbor's basically sort of a suburb of Detroit, a far west suburb of Detroit.
Yep. Okay.
It's number 14, the market.
In what?
In the country.
In the country.
Really?
Yeah.
That high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that high. I'm not. Hopefully, Jamie. I doubt he's listening, but I didn't realize it would be that high. That's pretty good.
Yeah, damn good.
But again, it is also Detroit. I mean, I know as bad.
Whereas we're market number 214.
I mean, we're
214.
We're clinging to Coralville.
Well, we kick ass in Coralville.
Well, that's what I said.
We're in the Cedar Rapids market. That's 214.
Is it? What's Des Moines?
I think it's 95.
Des Moines that much higher than Cedar Rapids?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Doesn't that surprise you? How about the Quad Cities?
It's in the hundreds.
So the Quad Cities is higher than Cedar Rapids. What's going on with Cedar Rapids?
I don't know.
Let me look. Des Moines,
What's number one?
radio, New York.
Then L.A.
L.A. would be 2, I would imagine.
Then let me guess, Philadelphia or Houston. I mean,
It's no, Chicago's
Miami?
2 and LA.
Oh,
is
Chicago.
3.
Okay, yeah, just basically it's almost based on population.
Yeah, precisely.
I figured Miami would probably have good.
Number 71, Des Moines.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Let me look at
No,
Cedar
Des Moines is
Rapids.
bigger
It
than
might
Cedar
have
Rapids.
changed Cedar Rapids.
But I didn't think Des Moines was that much bigger than Cedar Rapids to where it would have that.
Cedar Rapids radio market. Hey, we moved up.
What is it?
According to the last 202.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey, we are. All I have to do is spend another 45 years here.
You know, we're
And I
ranked
can
higher
get
than
in
the
top 100.
No, we aren't ranked higher than the Iowa offense because there's only how many? There's only 130.
130.
Yeah. We're ranked lower than the Iowa offense was last year. And all we do is spend time on here criticizing the Iowa offense.
I think we're much more offensive than they are.
Than the Iowa
Well,
offense.
speaking of the Iowa offense,
Caleb Brown.
Caleb Brown.
I mean, he's going to miss a game. It was a bad decision. I guess he's innocent until proven guilty. But, yeah, he didn't help himself by using a fake eye. It's just not good. He'll likely miss a game. And, I got a text from somebody this morning. And I didn't know what they were talking about because I guess I had said something recently about players not getting.
We had. Yes.
Okay. So one kid gets arrested for. If you had to guess what somebody would get arrested for, OWI would be high on my list.
Would be high.
Very high on my list, or public intox, or driving with some type of drive. So it's not like this is like something sinister in the start of the evil takeover.
I got the same.
Start of the decline.
It was a bad decision he made, and he was drunk. It sounds like.
Sounds like.
Man, I'll tell you what, he's driving a 23 Dodge Durango. That's pretty good. Maybe NIL is working.
Well, that's $60,000 worth
NIL,
of vehicle, isn't it?
NIL, baby.
I don't know.
You think it's the swarm? But no, he did a lot of damage to that.
So it's
thing.
Brad's fault.
I blame it mostly on Brad
Yeah,
Heinrich.
I would think
Listen,
so.
I got a message this morning. You guys were just saying no one was arrested, and then
I guess it was on. Did you see it? It was on social media. Yes, I did. But I also wasn't.
we
looking.
had the story, but we did not. We had the story.
It was all over social media yesterday.
Well, we had
I
the
just
story
didn't
in
see
the
it.
morning, but we didn't have that he was a
Oh,
hawk.
an Iowa football player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it was all over. Did you not? Was it on? Were you on Cakert's message board? I assumed that.
I was busy yesterday, but I did see it last night.
Yeah, because
when
I had, of course, I had a guy when I posted your guys' story this morning after I saw it, and then the Gazette had something up already, and then some guy, of course, right away gives me the landed on the moon emoji and said this was all over the. Okay, just because it's all over social media doesn't mean you just don't report it when you know what I mean.
It also doesn't mean it's right.
Well, yeah. Well, it turned out to be.
It turned
right.
out to
I mean,
be.
somebody obviously. My guess is people who either know him or.
Well, we put it on. We put it online yesterday morning. Tommy did about 5:30, 6 o'clock or so.
But not saying it was the football
not saying
player.
that.
And you didn't.
then,
You guys.
Then
I'm
we were
surprised
trying
Tommy.
to cover it up.
I'm surprised Tommy didn't see all the stuff on social media, or maybe he just wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Because that would have told you it was him.
Yeah.
But that's still not the same as an official report, just
No.
because it's on Facebook or Twitter. But and like I said, I wasn't on social media at all hardly yesterday.
What the hell's the difference?
Well, the difference is you guys are an official. We're
I-
news. This guy wanted to act like once it made it to like Facebook and where that it was out there. Why? I mean, that's just so bizarre. But that's the world we live in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, if that's what are you saying? The Gazette shouldn't have done something on it since it was on Facebook yesterday or whatever. I mean, that makes no sense.
No.
I mean, you got to write the official thing, but yeah, he'll miss a game there.
He'll be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
made a bad decision. Hell, I had an OWI when I was 4 years older than he was. I was 24 when I got mine. Or no, 23. I was 23 when I got mine, and I learned my lesson. Have never driven drunk since then. Hopefully, he
good.
will learn the same lesson.
That's a good lesson.
And my
to learn.
guess is that's going to cost. I mean, I'm guessing his insurance isn't going to be happy.
No.
I mean, you say Durango's 23 Durango. You're estimating 60 grand.
It's a
Probably.
guess, but I'll bet it's close.
No, you're probably right. I mean, hard to find any type of new car these days for less than even a base for less than 25 or 30.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it sounds like he did a lot of damage to that.
You can get, the smaller cars for.
But 20.
Yeah.
The days of buying a new car for 10.
It depends on
the package you get.
Yeah.
But you can't. There's no more $10,000 new cars, are there?
No.
It's 52.9. If it's a GT, if it's an SRT, which looks like it's a kind of a van-like thing, it's 85.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the RT is 61.4.
So I was in the ballpark with my guess.
No wonder A.J. Perez is always happy when I see him.
Well, as I said, the average price of a car payment per month in this country is $770.
Mine's $132, and I got 3 more left.
Mine is $400.
But I only financed $4,800.
$770.
That's insane. I mean, that's way more than my mortgage.
God, I wish I had that mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my taxes are almost more than my mortgage now. I mean, my taxes at the rate, my property tax will be more than my mortgage at the rate we're going in about another 3 years. Yeah, but no, that's an unfortunate situation. But I mean, Kirk will take care of it.
He's a kid,
and I'm not gonna say this is a sign of bad things to come. Hopefully, they'll just nip it in the bud, and it'll be an isolated. For now, it's an isolated.
He's a kid, and kids make mistakes.
Yes.
And
adults make mistakes.
He will be, as you mentioned, probably a game suspension.
Well, that's what the protocol
seems to be
is.
what it
That's
is.
what they always do. Now, there could be extenuating circumstances. But my guess is it'll be a 1-game suspension once Kirk gets all the information. They'll release a state, and they play. Who do they play in the opener? Illinois State. I think they should be able, if they can't beat Illinois State without Caleb Brown, then
it's going to be a long season.
It's going to be a real long season.
We ought to be able to take care of the Redbirds.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Are you still basking in the joy of that 11-3 softball swarm win over Iowa State yesterday?
I didn't hear anything about it.
Well, I'm telling you.
How did Cade play?
I don't know, but that's the only. A couple media people went to it. I mean, the guy from the Gazette and somebody from the Reddit, they both went there, basically to talk to McNamara, and he's been cleared, which we knew he was going to. But everything's great. I mean, and there's a renewed energy and that was kind of their stories out of there. And then they tweeted a couple. I guess Ostrenga hit 2 home runs. You remember the guy was and they beat him 11-3.
Good.
And it looked like there was a decent crowd. I thought about going down there, but then I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe the media has to be at every NIL event. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes just let them be. But I don't have a problem with the media covering it either. I just decided against it. If it was a little closer, I may have. But plus the other thing is Iowa was getting football commitments yesterday, and I didn't have anyone else to help yesterday, so I had to get those things. There was just other stuff going on.
We got two offensive
linemen, one from Indianapolis, one from St. Louis, both 3 stars, kind of typical Iowa recruits. The second one, the Allgaier had a really nice offer list. Now the other guy did too, but Allgaier's was a little more. He had a few more schools, but yeah, I mean, I look at that class though. They need skill players in that class.
They do.
They need players who perform in space on both sides of the ball.
They had a wide receiver in over the weekend.
Terrence Smith, 4-star, and he really likes Iowa and Minnesota. Yeah, they need to get a couple of those. Right now the 2025 class is just really interior linemen. They got there's just not a lot of what they need right now.
But we know why.
Why? Because the offense is horrible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's not.
Until we show that we can actually put a functioning offense on the field, if you're a 3 or 4-star wide receiver.
Well, I saw some headline that made it sound like this Terrence Smith kid is down to Iowa and Minnesota. Is he?
That's what I've heard.
That seems odd that a 4-star receiver, if he's got multiple options, would be down to Iowa and Minnesota. I don't. But who knows? Like I said, they need to get. God, I can only imagine if he commits to Iowa, what it's going to be like here.
Oh, it's going to be like, oh my God.
The offense, renewed energy, 4-star receiver, bring on Georgia.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that. And like I said, I'm expecting the offense to be a little better next year, but it's hard to be worse. It could be, but I think it will be a little better. To be honest with you, though, I'm more excited. I'm writing something right now. I think Luke Lachey. I mean, I saw Phil Steele had him as the 4th team All Big Ten. I think, and I'm not. The guys ahead of him are pretty good. but I still think Luke Lachey is sort of being overlooked. I saw another top 10 tight ends in the country for this year. The highest I saw him ranked was 10th. Another had him 16th. I think that's too low.
I do
but
too.
I'm also biased. You're biased. His stats
Absolutely.
His stats aren't great compared to a lot of the guys in front of him. I mean, the guy from Michigan, Colston Loveland, is widely regarded.
He's terrific.
And then the other one is a guy who transferred from Oregon State to Michigan State to follow. What's his name? Jonathan Smith. His name is Jack. What is it? Jack Venning or something like that. He had 8 touchdown catches. No, you could make a case for those guys. The third one, I haven't been able to. I can't find Phil Steele's All Big Ten team on the internet. I can't believe I couldn't find it yesterday. I could find the 23 one, but could not. I can't find out who the third tight end is. I think it's somebody from one of the West Coast schools. But I just find it hard to believe that Lachey's the 4th best tight end in the Big Ten, and I think he's being hurt because he missed. He missed
for sure,
and because of the Iowa offense. But I really do think he's going to have a huge year this year, but to say I think one of those, and it was one of those Twitter accounts that's got like 100,000 followers. It's not some just guy it could be a guy in his basement or even upstairs, but it has a decent amount of followers, and I think they had him ranked 16th in the nation among tight ends, and I'm not buying that.
Well, that means it's a hell of a tight end class then, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not.
Jeez.
Now, look, Colston Loveland is very good.
Yes,
he's the reason Eric All transferred to Iowa.
Yeah.
But I still think Lachey's being sort of. I think people are kind of forgetting about how good he was having a hell of a season last year. He was on. Let's see. He had in slightly more than 8 quarters. He had 10 catches for 131 yards. So he was averaging about 13
yards a catch.
Well, I'm just talking about catches. I mean, he had 10 after 8 quarters. So he had 5. He was on pace to have 55, 60 catches on that with that terrible offense.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I think if they can keep him healthy, I think he's going to have a big year. And I think it's going to be, I know there's renewed confidence and renewed energy and everything's great and more motion and move, but I still think short, crisp passes to tight ends and letting Lachey work after the catch, I think that's going to be more effective than trying to hit Lachey 40 yards down the field.
For sure.
And I think Lachey's good at making yards after the catch, so we'll see.
Yep, yeah, there's enthusiasm and stuff, but everyone's got that this time of year.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's optimistic.
And you should be. You need to be.
Yes, everyone's optimistic during the spring. Everyone's optimistic during preseason. And, at every school they have media that's more optimistic than other media. Yep. And that's just the way it works. What are you working on, Captain?
I was looking up this WTKA. Used to be a top 40 station.
What?
Used to be a top 40
What's
station.
W Keith?
That's your Jamie's radio station.
Jamie's radio station. They want $2,000 for a remote.
What do you guys charge?
About 5.
Yeah.
5,000?
100.
Oh.
500. I wouldn't have had to buy the remote equipment if we charged 5,000.
Or you could have bought 2 or 3 of them.
Well, nobody would have.
Wouldn't Hunter have to do like a song and dance out there too if they're spending that type of money?
Well, he can.
Yeah.
He does a slow tap.
Lay golden eggs.
We got him a top hat and cane about 6 weeks ago.
So what do you think would happen if you guys tried to implement their prices here in this market? What would your advertiser say to you?
Goodbye.
So have a good day.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth.
No, you should take that around and say, hey, if you think we charge a lot here,
The exit is this way.
We're actually pretty fair here in Iowa City.
Yeah, look at this. I know it's Detroit, but
so
still.
what do you think, like, the number one station in New York charges for, like, a heavy-duty morning sponsor, like a week? Do you think it's, like, $2,000 a week? To where that would
it'd be more.
That'd be $8,000. That'd be $100,000 a year.
I'd say it's more than that.
So you think a station like that has multiple advertising accounts paying like $150,000, $200,000 a year?
Well, they probably have, corporations, McDonald's.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Pepsi, Coke. They spend
something that big. Yeah.
Ridiculous amounts of money.
And stations at this size, just corporations don't advertise them with that often.
Not so much. I mean, we have some network
you've had
spots
McDonald's before
that we run.
But now we mostly just bitch about McDonald's drive-thru on here.
Yeah.
They're paying for that. I'm sure.
You're charging for the criticism?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while, but the last time I went there, I came out of there successful. Now, it wasn't hard.
Okay. It ain't bad. A 30-second spot in New York. It doesn't say in the morning, but is $1,400.
That's a chunk.
For how much time? 30 seconds?
One spot.
For 30 seconds.
Oh, in the morning it does. It's between, depending on how much they buy, between $2,000 and $5,000 a spot.
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why iHeart doesn't care about Iowa City or Des Moines, really, or because
they got money coming in elsewhere.
Well, yeah, they only make 1%.
Less than.
Yeah, less than 1% in the state of Iowa of what they bill.
And
it's
that
less than
includes
1%.
Okay.
WHO, WMT, KXIC, KKRQ.
And everything.
So you think those Des Moines stations charge way more than you guys, or similar?
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Do
yeah.
they?
Yeah. Oh, they should. Yeah.
But not Cedar Rapids, obviously doesn't, because you're up there.
No, Cedar Rapids.
They used to.
I mean.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
where'd that get them?
Yeah.
All right, back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks.
I can't believe you haven't asked about Caitlin yet.
I
The
watched
coaches,
Boy, they
I
sure
watched
should have
it.
won that
coach is
game.
getting ripped again for just choking down the stretch and for not, Caitlin didn't take enough shots down the stretch. I thought there were a couple times where I wish Caitlin would have just shot.
Yes,
Instead
for sure.
of give the ball to Aaliyah Boston for that terrible three that she clanked up the.
I mean, the coach didn't. I can't think that she set up a 3-point shot for Aaliyah Boston.
No, that play looked like it broke. That play
absolutely.
it looked like it broke down.
I mean, she might not be the best coach in the WNBA, but she's not that ridiculous.
No, and they're playing better.
They are.
It just seems like there's just people whenever Caitlin plays now, especially if it's against Angel. Twitter is just ready for whatever to just attack the tribalism, and it's so.
Angel Reese had a hell of a
She
game.
had a hell of a
She
game.
did. Yeah.
I mean, for
Really
somebody who
did.
really can't shoot, she's a hell of a player. And I will say, she hustles and she's just nonstop.
Extremely athletic.
If she played with Caitlin, Iowa fans would love her.
Oh, you bet.
Caitlin fans would love her, but she doesn't. But I thought Caitlin. The interesting thing that I turned up for some reason, I made the mistake of turning on for a minute Skip Bayless and Keyshawn Johnson, and they were talking about the quote Kennedy Carter said. Is it true now? Is it really true that all she does is shoot threes? Because she scored most of her points on threes yesterday. I'm sitting there saying, guys, she had 13 freaking assists and should have had 20
That's
if her
a
receivers.
franchise record.
I mean, that's just such a ridiculous narrative. All she does, she made some really difficult threes, but she was a better passer yesterday than she was a scorer. And Kelsey Mitchell, my God, catch the ball. I mean, she misses so many passes that turn into Caitlin turnovers.
But there
and
was
fast
just
break.
one bomb that Caitlin threw.
Well, that bounce pass she threw, three-quarter length bounce pass that hit Mitchell right in stride. It was either Mitchell or Wheeler. She fumbled with it, and what would have been an easy layup, she had to go underneath and missed it. That was a Magic Johnson pass that ended up being nothing.
It was incredible.
Hello.
Hello. At the very end there, I thought Caitlin should have shot the three-pointer instead of throwing it to Boston.
I
because
agree.
she's
we
made
just
some
said.
of those
That's what we
at
just.
the very end three-pointers, and
Yeah.
I thought she should have shot that.
Yep, that's what
We
we
agree.
just. We just all agreed on that. Yep.
Well, in all fairness, it was working. When she was sending it to.
Well, getting it to Boston underneath is one thing.
Yeah, she made that 1-3. That was luck.
Yeah.
She threw it up there, but no, you don't want to leave Boston shooting.
Well, Boston missed several really easy shots, and so did Mitchell.
So did Caitlin. Missed one too.
Well,
Missed a
yeah.
layup.
But, on some of those passes, I thought, my goodness, sure in the pros, you should be able to catch them. The Iowa team was able to catch some of those.
Some. The Iowa players
But
missed a
they
lot of
missed
Caitlin.
some, too,
The Iowa
yeah.
players missed a lot of Caitlin's passes. I mean, to be fair. I mean,
And
they're hard to
tonight's
catch.
the last night for the Stanley Cup and for the College World Series.
I'll watch a little bit of the College World Series until I get bored.
I will not watch any of it.
You'll tape the hockey and watch it later with Ann?
Okay,
Okay, so I thought.
I'll watch FBI on Ion, which is
And then tape the hockey and watch it
positively-
later with Jan and Tom and Ann. The four of you get together.
No.
All right.
And yesterday was too bad that the Cubs had to lose on Ryan Sandberg's day.
Well, Karn, that's partly because the Cubs suck. I watched some of that game. Their offense is just putrid.
when they get guys on base, the guys die there.
But then I'm sitting there as they go through their line. They don't have it. I mean, Dansby Swanson's hitting 210. He's never been a great hitter. He's a good short. But now you're wondering, I mean, he's Nico Horner. I mean, it's just, don't get me started.
Well, Bellinger isn't doing very well either.
No, he's not. I mean, that one, though, he was good last year. I still think he can come on, but they just don't have enough good players to win. They just don't.
Yeah, no, offense is lacking.
Yeah, and the pitching's okay. It's been okay. What'd they lose yesterday, 5-2?
Yeah, and then the White Sox, they put their best pitcher up yesterday, and Detroit got 9 runs off of him.
Well, the White Sox make the Cubs look like the 27 Yankees.
Well, that could be. Yeah. It's kind of fun to listen to Ozzy and Garfield because they just get so frustrated.
It's going to be a long rest of the summer in Chicago.
Sure is.
Because I don't see. I mean, the White Sox are horrible, but I don't see much hope with the Cubs at all.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong, but man, they're just playing. Their offense just sucks right now.
In August, I'm going to go out to my brother's and I'll watch the Guardians play.
Okay. All right.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
There you go.
Yeah, they play better.
Yeah, they do.
Now, is this supposed to be real hot today?
Yeah.
117.
So I better not run any marathons.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
When the heat index
92 with the heat index
of 134, isn't
it?
Heat index of over 100?
I heard 134.
Yeah, around 100. Around
Well, you
100
can
the
just
next
walk
2
out
days.
and pass out.
Where did I hear the 134?
I think you were looking at a cookbook.
Okay. How?
All right, guys, we'll take it easy.
Thanks,
All right.
Karen. Thanks for the
Okay,
call.
bye.
No, when I opened up the garage and went out for the first time this morning, you could tell it was. Yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday was nice.
Yeah, you could tell
Oh,
today
you could
was
tell
going to be
today's
a
gonna
scorcher.
You're going to be brutal.
I got that air conditioner going all the time.
What do you have it set at, like 64?
Yeah, 40. I think 40.
Does it ever stop?
I set it at 22.
Does
for
it ever?
Caitlin.
It's like a North Korean worker in a labor camp. It just never can stop.
No, actually, the house is well.
I got mine set at
well
75,
insulated.
and it's fine. What do you
But
have?
I got to. In fact, I got to turn it up when we go downstairs.
Oh, my
too cold.
downstairs is.
We generally have ours like around 74.
I'm at 70. Man, I was at
Our
my
bedroom is colder.
I was at my brother's
When we
house
sleep.
on Friday. His basement, you could hang freaking meat down
Well,
there.
that's
It was so cold.
yeah, that's our.
I mean,
basement.
it was just.
Our basement's like that.
My basement's cold, but not like my brother's. It was just.
No, our basement's like that, but it's just too. Yeah.
It's too hot. I don't like this type of weather.
Well, it was so cold down there Saturday night that I was watching some TV on my phone in the living room. That's how cold it was. I couldn't go downstairs.
They make these things called blankets.
I got blankets down there. It was really cold. The dog didn't even want to go down there.
I'd rather be cold than hot, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that type of cold, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, it's But like I said, 75. My house is comfortable, and I mean, if you set it too much lower than that, it's just going to run nonstop.
I got it at 73 during the day, and then when we go upstairs, I set it to 72.
See, my parents used to do the opposite. They would turn it up when they went to bed because they were so big on saving them energy. They're like, well, if you're sleeping, you don't.
It's better to sleep in the cold.
Oh, I know, but that's just how they were, though. They were so frugal
I
with
can't.
it.
If it's hot, I can't sleep.
Well, the Hy-Vee butcher department comes to our bedroom at night because it's so cold.
So cold.
Yeah.
Well, when we had the Durade show and we didn't have power for 6 days, I swear to God, I didn't sleep more than a couple hours a night.
I just went down
the
to
whole 6 days.
Why didn't you just go down to your basement?
It was too damp.
Oh
It
my!
just
See,
got really damp.
my basement saved me. I mean, I don't know what I would have. I don't know what I would have done. I just slept on a couch in the basement, and it was ice.
We'd come here to get cool. You know,
Because I forgot. I went 6 days without power, and that was miserable because it was really hot during
I think
that
we
weekend.
were 4 days.
It was really hot during that week after the Duray show.
when we got
really hot.
when we got the power back that Saturday, I got done with work here. Jan and I went upstairs at about 11 in the morning, and we slept till like 8. Seriously, because we
God, I forgot all
hadn't got
about
any sleep.
That was 4 years, and then we also had the global pandemic that was going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago, August, right?
Yeah.
It'll be 4 years. Okay. Yeah, boy. And what's weird is my neighbors across the street, I think their power was out for maybe a day at the most, but we were on different grids. It's just the luck of the draw. Our grid got crashed. Our power thing got smashed to the ground, and it just took a while.
So fall of 2020, we didn't have the vaccine yet, did we? Or at least we couldn't get it.
I don't think we could get it.
We couldn't get it.
Yeah, no, I don't think we could get
I
it.
know right now of 4
Hoax.
people that have the new strain of COVID.
Clot shot.
Well, one of them was our computer guy,
Yeah.
and he just got over it. But
Was he really sick?
3 other, yeah.
What about clot shot?
Huh?
Clot shot. That's one of the sayings on social media. People who are against it, they clot shot causes your blood to clot and you die because there's people dropping everywhere due to the vaccine. They're all dying suddenly. You've heard that, haven't you? They're just dropping everywhere, millions.
Well, that's what they said when Sutherland died.
No, it was obviously it was the
At
vaccine.
88.
He got that.
It was obviously the vaccine.
But I mean, a lot of people. It wasn't just.
And I guarantee
that's
when
just
Dick Van
ridiculous.
Dyke finally perishes,
Yeah.
what is he? It'll be. He just
98.
recently got vaxxed.
90,
That'll be it. At 100, he dies at 101. It'll be clot shot.
Yeah, I don't.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but anyway, I do know of him and 3 other people that have COVID.
And they all got pretty ill.
No, not really. One of them did, but the rest. I mean, they were all vaxxed and they're all alive.
I mean,
None of them are on a ventilator or anything.
Are
like
they all
that.
fully? I think what is it now? Has it been 6?
6.
I've had 6, I believe, and I
Yeah.
know some people will roll their eyes and make fun of us. You know, okay, go get another booster, but I just feel safer.
I mean,
I got it vaxxed, and they said.
But you know what I mean, though. The people that are against the vax, they.
So can you walk in now, just walk in and get a COVID shot?
I think you can.
I'm sure you can.
I thought I
That
saw.
might not be the worst idea for Ann and I to do that before we
Before
go
you
on
go
our
you go
cruise.
to Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. They're going on that incubator.
Yeah.
Petri dish,
Germ Airlines, or no? What do you?
floating petri dish.
Yeah. What you could call? I'm trying to think of a clever name for a cruise. What do they call? What are some standard names for cruises? Like the one
You mean cruise lines?
cruise lines.
Well, there's Princess Cruises. There's Royal Caribbean. There's
Love.
This could be.
boats.
I'm trying to think of a way to get germs and like E. coli. How do you get E. coli in with a cruise line theme?
You know what a terrible show The Love Boat was.
oh, it's awful.
Imagine the germs on that thing.
Or the Coke.
Coke, Lauren Tweeds.
Well, you could just be the COVID cruise line.
There you go, COVID.
Just cut to the chase.
Yeah, I never did watch. Was Love Boat on Friday nights?
It was on Saturday.
Saturday nights?
Right before Fantasy Island.
Oh God, I hated
I
that
thought
show.
both of those shows
Yeah,
were
just
just
Stupid.
crap.
The plane, and he was
plane.
mean.
Yeah, he was very
He's
mean.
a dick.
He's a
He
dick.
really was.
He was mean. He was a bully.
Sonny Bono hated him.
He was a dwarf, but also a bully.
That's why Sonny Bono got out of entertainment. He said he's on the set being dressed down by a dwarf.
Life didn't end well for Hervé. He had a rough life.
Or Sonny.
Nor for Sonny. Didn't he die? Didn't he hit a tree?
Yeah. What did Hervé die at? Why was his life so awful?
Well, Hervé.
Besides the fact
Did he
that
kill
was a
himself?
dick.
Did Hervé kill himself?
I don't know.
Well, he obviously had hell. I mean, he was a dwarf. I mean, he had. I don't know what. Although I don't know what the life.
I mean, that's
expectancy-
not.
I don't know. I get that's not a death sentence. I thought he had. It did not end well. Now, Sonny Bono hit a tree in Colorado, didn't
Yes,
he?
he did.
What a way to. I guess if you're going to go, I could think of worse ways. I wonder, did he die suddenly?
Yes.
Man, he must have really hit it. I wonder what happened if he just
Hervé
did.
was married twice.
He's a dwarf and guy
Yeah.
scored
Okay.
better than I have. Downsized by
There
a
you go.
dwarf.
Let's see. In the early morning hours of September the 4th, at his North Hollywood home, Villachez, age 50, is believed to first fire a shot through the sliding glass patio to awaken his longtime girlfriend before shooting himself.
Okay. That's what I thought. What year was that?
In 1993.
Wow.
So he was married twice and had a long-time girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And was a dwarf.
Yes, he was.
He left a suicide note saying he was despondent over long-time health problems. He was suffering from chronic pain due to having oversized internal organs.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was
This
saying.
is Anthony.
Did he have osteogenesis imperfecta?
Well, I don't know what that is, but
That's what
No, that's
Anthony
right.
had.
Yeah, but I mean, what is that? Anthony's organs were, it was like a mirror.
Was Anthony a dwarf?
He was not. He was dwarfed by a disease.
Maybe that's what was Hervé's situation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he was.
I mean, it's sad, but it's still no reason to be a dick.
Yeah.
But Anthony was kind of a dick, wasn't he? Maybe it's just.
I think he was a lovable.
Yeah, I
could be
wouldn't
a
know.
dick.
Anthony was very smart.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I'm not saying-
Very
you could
quick-witted.
be- there's a lot of smart people that are dicks.
Very quick-witted.
He could
Oh,
be.
he could be.
He could be a dick.
But you're not saying he was. It sounds like Hervé was just kind of mean. You're saying Anthony was not mean.
From what I know of him, he was so. From what I know of him, but I only know of him from.
Sonny Bono,
Sonny
who
Bono.
makes it sound like he was a miserable. What did he do to Sonny Bono again? Why was he mad at him?
Sonny Bono missed a line. He screwed up a line.
What were they filming together?
The Love Boat.
Oh,
Or no,
Fantasy
Island. Fantasy
okay,
Island.
okay.
And he screwed up a line.
And Hervé launched on him.
Yeah,
heaven forbid.
And Bono says, I got 10 solid gold records. I've been on the
And
charts
I used to have
this long.
share. And I used to have share.
Yeah, I have 3 TV shows that were successful, and I'm being dressed up by a dwarf.
So he quit.
He said, "That's it," and he quit. And then he bought a restaurant in California, and then he ran and got elected to Congress.
I do remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he was a real. Listen, I met him when I was like 15 freaking years old in Davenport, and he signed an autograph and he talked to me. What are you doing?
For some reason, I always thought he looked like Ringo Starr. I don't know why. During the 70s,
His nose a little bit.
and they had the same similar mustache, but no, he seemed like a nice guy. The Sonny and Cher show was painful. I never really, I mean,
I watched it.
you can only stare at Cher. You can only stare at Cher for so long,
Yeah,
Well, you can't anymore.
Well, what does she look like now?
Oh, she had all that plastic
Yeah.
surgery.
Oh, she did. Does she have big
Oh,
lips and
yes.
stuff now?
Yes.
Oh, my
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
I don't.
I've been thinking of doing that, getting some big lips.
There you go. I mean, what's that Kimberly Guilfoyle? You see what she looks like now?
She looks like a gargoyle.
Yes, compared to what she used to look like. What is their goal?
If she would seriously go to the top of a building and stand there,
She used to be pretty attractive.
Yeah, well, she ain't now.
No, now she's ruined it.
And her personality is.
Well, she's just knee deep in the political. Just nonsense. I don't pay any attention.
So maybe if we're talking about Kimberly Guilfoyle, it's time to take a break.
God, it's already 9:45.
Your old friend Kimberly Guilfoyle.
We'll be back.
1-800-800-ROSE.
1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember.
Just about the time Willa Dickens began as a watchmaker at Harty and Captain Jewelers, a romantic notion was blooming in 1940s America. The idea that a diamond, like love itself, is precious and lasting. More than ever before, proposals began including twinkling rings in velvet-lined Harty and Stocker boxes. Decades of engagements and countless shimmering rings later, happy, nervous hands are still accepting these promises of always from Harty and Stocker. The designs are always modern and fresh, but the service is still as exceptional as it was in those very early days. Perhaps that rare blend of past and present is the reason Harty and Stocker has been voted best jewelry store in Iowa City 8 years running. Stop and see what's sparkling in those famous windows at Harty and Stocker Jewelers, corner of Dubuque and Washington in downtown Iowa City. Then step inside and say hi to Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of them is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
There's a problem here in eastern Iowa. There's not enough Hawkeye fans. I mean, really, shouldn't everybody be a Hawkeye fan? Well, maybe not. But you should be a fan of my team at Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson, and my team of experts at Hawkeye Title and Settlement know what they're doing. Call us at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy 20,000 square foot indoor facility holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hey, Iowa, we want your trade-in. It's that simple. Sedans, coupes, SUVs, vans, trucks. We want them all. At Deary Ford in Iowa City. If you don't need it, don't want it, can't afford it, we'll pay top market value for your trade. If you've got a trade, you've got a deal. 0% financing available, plus huge discounts on over 60 new vehicles in stock. So bring us your trade-in. We want them all. Deary Ford in Iowa City. Hurry in or shop online at DearyFord.com.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
84 years of preparation, the wait is over. The Oxyokin's brand new book, Our Recipes, Our Story, is on sale now. 90 pages in full color, 67 recipes, and our unique history for only $24.99. Get yours while they last at the Oxyokin. Also mail order with our current serving hours at oxyokin.com. Oxyokin in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyokin.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Meteorologist Brittany Merlot. Mostly sunny today and hot and humid as high temperatures spike to 90 degrees. Winds a bit breezy out of the south as the next system strikes overnight, bringing chances for showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe, bringing damaging wind gusts, large hail, and maybe a tornado or two. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. It's 80 degrees at our studios.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
He sounds naughty.
She's descriptive, isn't she?
It's hot.
I like her.
I do too now.
Yeah, you didn't at first.
Well, I thought it was ridiculous at first, to be honest with you. Well, you said it. She was Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Merlot, yeah.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Merlot. And now she says hot and humid. Yeah, naughty.
You liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like her. I think she's good.
I agree.
We are back. Hey, by the way, you can pick up your auction certificates today, right now. Yeah, till 4 o'clock. Pick them up all week between 8 and 4. If you can call us on the business line, which is 319-354-1242, and we will send you out the certificates, or you can come on out here.
Yeah, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, we got some good food and other stuff left over. Yep. You can buy that at auction prices. So.
Yep.
What food do you have out here?
Restaurants. Well, we've got probably a dozen restaurants left.
Oh, I thought you meant you literally had food out here that you're going to feed people when they come out here.
No.
What, are you going to have dip in the germ jar?
Listen, that germ jar hasn't reappeared. This guy comes in last auction, and he comes in on a Saturday. And I said, we're not doing the auction. Well, you got the stuff right here. And then he takes his hand, and he must have just, his hands were filthy. And he goes into the germ jar and just scoops a bunch.
Of the Jolly Ranchers?
Yeah.
Well, they're
No,
wrapped.
not the Jolly Ranchers. This is when we had the pretzel, the peanut butter pretzels.
Ugh.
And he scoops a bunch up in his hands and starts chowing down on them. And after he left,
you guys do the same thing when that stuff's there.
Well, his hands were filthy.
I see hands going in places here where they shouldn't go.
Well,
and then you go right into that germ jar, and it's just hell on earth.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of hell on earth, okay, just got our air conditioner fixed last week, okay?
That should be
Great.
heaven on earth. What, you
Now?
get the bill?
No, we got our dryer doesn't work.
Oh.
So, if there's any dryer techs out there.
Probably, you know what they're going to tell you, Tom? It's going to cost you almost as much to have a dryer tech come out, just buy a new one. That's what they're going to tell you. That's the answer to a lot of this stuff now.
Well, they can
Because can you get a new decent dryer for $600, $700, $800?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess if you have somebody, a lot of places will charge you.
It'll be $150, $200.
But they'll also charge you $100 just to come out and make a service call. Usually.
Yeah.
So you're talking $250, $300.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think there's anything that wrong with it. Probably. There's not that
well,
much
I hope you're right, but
that can go wrong with the dryer. Really. I mean, there's not a lot of parts.
Well, it's spinning, right? It's just
How old
not,
is it?
It's just not warming.
It's not starting up.
How old is it?
Start.
How old
It's
is it?
electrical. 14 years.
I'd be stunned if they don't tell you that. It's just this one's old. That's pretty old for a dryer.
Do you have a button somewhere?
You mean a start reset button?
Yeah.
No.
My dryer's on its because the thing that starts it, you move it to the right. It feels loose, but I've been hanging on to this dryer forever, and I keep waiting for it to go out. But it's still. I don't do a lot. I do laundry maybe once a week.
This is just one of those you push to start and it goes. It doesn't go like that.
No, mine you just turn the thing to the right.
We had a Maytag for 40 freaking years.
Maytag and Whirlpool. That's the way to go.
Never a problem. Never.
Oh yeah, Whirlpool's incredible.
And then
Maytag.
we bought a new one, and we haven't had a problem with it mechanically or anything, but we opened the door like the first week, and closed the door, and the little latch on the door fell in the door.
Well, like I said, all the service people I know that I use they've all told me this stuff is not made like it used to be.
No, it's not.
And part of that is money. They don't want it to last as long. They want you to continue to upgrade and buy new ones because that's how they make money. And I get it. I get it. But like I said, I've been pretty lucky. My hot water heater lasted 30 years. I've gotten I've been in my house for 17 years. I'm still using the same dryer. Yep. But it's going to go out at some point. And when mine goes out, I'll just get a new one.
Yeah, so far we've been real fortunate with these. That's the only thing.
But I don't do a lot of laundry. I just don't. I live by myself. I do maybe once a week at the most.
But like one of the places we called when our air conditioner was down said we during regular work hours we can get you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
But if you want after hours
time and a half,
$250
just to do the visit.
$250 per hour.
See, do you say to yourself, I'll just buy a new one?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But I wasn't really aware because I haven't had a lot of service calls like that. Most of them charge $80 to $100 just to go there.
That's right.
Then they charge you for the service once they get there. So
I don't know.
Hang them out like the old days. Get Ann out there on the line. Get your grunts and stuff hanging out there.
No, get a washboard and have her beating
do that.
it with a
I
rock.
want her beating it with a washboard.
Maybe build a creek out back. Yeah, we could do that.
Just have her. You can dry the stuff. And then if you get out of hand, she could beat you with a washboard. What do you think of that?
She probably would.
She would if he brought it up.
But yeah, that's I've been hanging on by a thread with my dryer, and I've been told though that dryers, if you don't watch that, they can be fire hazards. That old dryers can be.
Well, I don't think anything that gets that hot.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to.
That's why I never ever leave my house when my dryer. I'll leave if the washer's running errand, but if the dryer's, I never leave the house. I'm always there, Just
well,
to be
we
safe.
had the first central air, and we had it for a long time, and it was
you
just
had the
big
very first central air ever
with the house.
What do you mean?
I mean, it just was this mammoth, gigantic unit, and one day it just wasn't cooling right, and so I kicked the temperature down, and then I was outside on our deck looking at it, and it was like walking. It was going to walk off.
What was wrong with it?
You know, it had the bearings and the motor, and it was leaking Freon, and no, it was a mess. It was a mess.
Well, yeah, that is one thing I had to replace. I mean, I replaced my air conditioner 3.5, 4 years. It was like almost $5,000 just for the air conditioning.
Yeah, that's expensive.
And the furnace is going to be somewhere between 6 and 8, I've been told. And like I said, that's
well, what was ours out here? Our furnace.
The air conditioner?
Well, the air conditioner was like almost 5.
Yeah, it's a little short of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, mine was the same price, and this place has got. What's the square foot of this place?
17.
Oh,
something.
I guess mine with the basement's about 2,100.
Yeah.
I always forget
This
about the
is-
basement. But
it's
no,
like 17 something.
I'm gonna, like I said, my dryer or my heater is old, but I get it checked every year. Last year they said, "Hey, your heater's old, but everything's fine right now." And if they say that again this year, I'll go another year.
Well,
and if not, I'll figure out a way to replace it. Like I said, though, the guy wanted me to replace the heater, furnace, and the air unit, even though the air unit's still, in a lot of ways, very new for you. But he was just trying to get me for more money. And I get it. They work on commission. But
that's being a crook.
I'm not going to replace my air conditioner after 4 years.
Yeah, it really is.
'Cause that's being a crook.
Yeah.
He just kept telling me it would be more efficient. And I don't believe that.
Well, it's just like when we.
I think the furnace by itself, a new furnace, will work
Yeah.
fine.
Well, same thing we dealt with when they said, "Well, you need a new flue," when we had just put in everything was new. That's being a crook.
I mean, the furnaces now are more efficient. That is true. They're made to be more efficient, but they're also more expensive.
Yeah.
By
Like everything.
Maybe a lot, yeah.
Like everything. I mean, I remember you could get a furnace for $3,000 20 years ago, probably. You know, they've. But now I've been told with my house I probably won't get one for cheaper than $5,000 or $6,000.
The only thing that really has gone down is TVs.
Yeah, flat screen TVs.
I mean,
why is that?
Technology.
Yeah, I mean there really isn't a lot.
I mean, you can get a 54-inch flat screen for sometimes $300-400 if you find the right sale.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to get a new one for my basement. I still have Padaski's old flat screen in my basement. It's some brand I've never heard of. It's a 46-incher. It hasn't been used because I don't ever go down there, but I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm going to get a new one and put it up on the wall.
Well, that's why he gave you that. Because he tried walking with that first, and it didn't.
And it didn't work. This big old flat screen.
Yeah.
Well, he got tired faster.
Good way to burn calories though, and build your muscles if you're carrying a flat screen and walking at the same time. He wouldn't be able to see where he's going.
He ran into a few trees and stuff, and felt he needed
downsize to a book.
Needed to maybe go back in time a little bit. Yep.
I giggle whenever I see him. You see him sometimes, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other day I saw him driving here. I saw him down by Scott Boulevard, right by the Imon, where the Imon office is.
Yeah.
I saw him walking way down there.
He walks everywhere.
He does. I walked 7 miles yesterday. I walked 6.8 miles yesterday.
I like
altogether.
I always liked Richard.
Oh yeah.
He just didn't like you guys or any of us.
Yeah, well, he didn't.
Well, he kept talking to me at least. And
I know. I joke. I mean,
why he didn't with other people.
I see Richard and I say hi. We don't. He doesn't seem interested in conversing, so I'm not going to force myself on him. But we always politely say hi.
Everybody goes to you make me look bad because you're so friendly. Yeah.
Well, excuse the F out of me.
You're so friendly.
But no, I see him walking.
He gets along with everybody.
If you walk as much as I do, you start to see the same people over and over. I do. I see the same type. Yesterday, though, I just kept walking. I'm like, man, it's really nice. It was just nice out. I mean, there was not much humidity, and I was just. Some days you feel better than other days when it's walking. And I looked down. I'm like, God, 6.7 miles. That's
a long walk.
Yeah, it was about almost 14,000 steps. So then I went home and drank beer and ate chicken wings and frozen pizza. Just a small little home, but just a little tiny home ran in thing. That's maybe the equivalent of one slice of Casey's. 680 calories and like 46 grams of fat. Just one of those little things.
Your nephew missed out on hanging with Uncle Pat Friday. Very disappointed.
I had to. Well, I was there for 3 hours, and then I came. I was actually there for 3 hours before, and then we had the meeting, and then I came back for a while. I just had to get back. I had to let my buddy's dogs out, and I had stuff I had to do. Now my buddy's back, and his dog. I was worried his little Yorkie wasn't feeling good on Saturday. Normally, like when I get there and I sit down, he jumps right up on the furniture, or he'll jump off the deck and get. He wasn't doing any of that. I'm like, oh God, I hope there's nothing wrong with him. But I think partly he was. I think he missed his people. You know?
Oh yeah.
I think he was just kind of depressed and didn't have the type of energy.
They do.
I mean,
Sure they do.
He appreciated me every time I come over there. He was great, but they have. I think he just missed his family because when I asked Sam, he goes, "Oh, he's doing much better now." So I was just worried. I'm like, God, because he's got this deck that's about this much of it. That little Yorkie, he jumps right off it and he jumps right up. But the other day I had to lift him up, and I was worried.
When Deanna or Molly watches our pets, and they're real good to them, and and they're happy with them. But boy, when we come home. They won't separate from us for days.
No, they're very ecstatic when you get home.
See, my dogs weren't like that at all.
Yeah.
Of course, you didn't go on extensive trips very often either.
Well, bowl games for a week, and
yeah,
I did a lot of that. Now there were as they got older, though. I mean, they loved me. They just weren't real clingy. They would, but. They would be glad. But if I brought somebody with me that they didn't know, oh God, they were all over that. But they knew my car. They knew the sound of my car. So there were times where I'd come home from a weekend covering Big Ten football. I'd come home, they wouldn't get off the couch. They'd lift their head up to see it was me, and then they'd go back to sleep.
The cat will not leave my side. And I think she's 17 years old. She's healthy and everything, but and when I get home, she is on my lap or next to me. And then comes to bed and sleeps right on my side. I mean, she just won't leave my side.
I've never had a cat, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Most of the cats that I've been around are aloof and unfriendly and distant, other than Scratch.
No,
I haven't seen Scratch in a while.
No, she's a friendly cat.
Cats have their own personalities.
Yeah, Scratch is very unique. Most cats aren't like Scratch. They'll just walk up to total strangers
Bucky was like
with
that.
No concern at all and just lay on their back and say, "Pet me." That's Scratch.
Bucky was 100% that kind of cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but most aren't like that.
Not quite. No.
Bucky did amazing things.
He was
stand on one leg, leaning over to the counter, to be able to take a cereal box with its paw and get it out of the cupboard. And all over the floor.
Yep.
And then eat the cereal.
Well, the dog did most of the eating.
Well, I saw her eat it.
Oh, yeah, Bucky
would
get some.
That cat was... And see, everybody came up to my Barry. Bucky came up to Barry. Tabby that I've got came up to... I don't know what it was about that dog, but animals just flocked to him.
Because they knew they could kick his ass.
No, he was a wonderful dog.
Yeah, animals did not flock to Buddy, and they didn't want him flocking to him.
No.
Yeah.
They were, Buddy, they just didn't care about other dogs.
Okay, back to the Hawks. There's got to be something. Got to be something.
For the Hawks?
Anything on men's or women's basketball that you can think of?
No. We're having Lisa Bluter on Friday at 9 o'clock. How's that?
Yeah, he won't be here.
No, I'm gone.
Oh, where are you going to be?
In Europe.
Oh, that sucks because you're the.
I would have loved to talk to Lisa, but that just didn't work out.
Okay. Good.
You can handle it.
Oh, I can handle
Steve
it.
Steve can handle it.
Go to the cat. Tommy will be here.
It'll be you, me, and Tommy.
Yeah, but you can go to the captain of the boat and ask to use the
Call in.
shore.
But yeah, as of now, we have her at 9 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah.
And if anything changes, I'll let you know. But I could see them getting maybe some more commitments this week. I mean, Yosei Epinesa just took his last visit to Miami, and so he's going to be announcing here at some point. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. And I think they're going to get Cooper DeJean's brother here to commit, from what I'm hearing. I don't know when. He got offered by Kansas State yesterday, and so did
Jax.
So did some kid named his last name's Bloom, Landon Bloom.
Saw that too.
Yeah, I actually saw he follows me on Twitter, which is kind of weird since I don't do hardly any recruiting. But he must, he's really active. He knows who all the different Iowa media people are. So that's if they follow someone like me on Twitter, that's usually a good sign they're really interested in Iowa. Because I'm not one of these guys that's calling these guys for stories and updates and whatever. There's plenty of those guys and what have you. So, yeah, like I said, they got the 2 offensive linemen yesterday. But I'm repeating myself. But if we're talking, they got to get some skill players. They got to get some players that can do stuff in space. And that class is half full now. It's got 10 in there now. It's half full.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they still got time. But I just haven't, other than that, Terrence Smith, I haven't seen a lot of really highly decorated offensive skill players that they're in on.
No.
I haven't. Jimmy Sullivan, they got their quarterback from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've watched a few clips of him. He moves okay.
Yeah, he does.
I wouldn't call him just a drop-back, stationary robot, So he's got a little wiggle to him, so that they've got the quarterback for that class. So, but right now, though, it's obvious what they need.
Yeah.
They need running backs, wide receivers, wing backs, slot receivers, cover corners. That's what, just guys that do their stuff in space. That's what they need. How's that for the Hawks?
I agree. Yeah.
And trying to see if there's any. I saw Halas did a sit down with Fran. I haven't read it yet. I saw and talking, but his title for it was Iowa's next year's team may be better than you think, and possibly. I mean, I haven't really taken a lot of time to consider my expectations for the men next year. But, I mean, if you were going to ask me right now, I would say that if Fran can get that team, I think that next year's team is going to be very similar to this last team.
You can get it to the NCAA, so it's a good.
Yeah, I mean, this last year's team was close to making the NCAA
They were.
tournament. I think next year's team will be similar, but hopefully they will be able to get over the hump, which last year's team couldn't do. They lost a couple of big games at the end. But I don't think next year's team will be competing for a conference title or anything. But if they can make the tournament again, that's fine.
I think I would.
Some
will
will disagree and say that's just accepting. Making the NCAA tournament is not accepting mediocrity or being average. If you make the NCAA tournament, you're better than average, and I think that should be the goal. That should be the goal every year.
Weren't there 300 and some?
Basketball. Now that I hear they want to expand the field to 72 or 76. Just leave it be. I mean, at one point is enough. I don't get it.
Well, having everybody play.
Well, it's
money.
I mean, it's all money. Everything is money, and they I don't think 20 or 30 years ago anyone could have imagined that TV was going to be what it is now.
No.
With the amount of, and I think people are just overwhelmed by it. Like, we have to grab this. This is because with money we can do whatever we want, and I think that's what's happening right now.
Well, people are bitching they got to get Amazon. They won't be able to see Caitlin.
Well, ultimately, we end up paying for everything.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and you have to get Amazon to see the game this week.
Who do they play this week?
They
have
play Seattle Storm on Thursday.
And that's on Amazon?
Yeah.
And Phoenix Mercury on Sunday on ESPN.
See, that's with Taurasi, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I could see that being. I'll watch that. This will be Taurasi's first game against Caitlin. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But no, I thought Caitlin played. I thought she was maybe a little too unselfish on offense at times, but I thought overall she played pretty well. I mean, I think at least 2 or 3 of her turnovers were not her fault.
Right.
And
well, that's true every game.
If she's making 5 threes, I don't care. Well, if all she does is make threes, that's like saying, well, all he does is hit home runs, or all he does is score touchdowns. Okay, I mean,
okay, yeah,
okay, great.
Yeah.
Some of those threes she made yesterday were difficult threes.
Yeah, she had some
how
bombs.
many assists?
13. She should have had. I could think of 4 passes that if they would have 17 assists. Aaliyah Boston, as good as she's getting to be, she misses so many chippies. She's kind of like the WNBA. She's sort of great player, just like Hannah Stokey was. But how many times did we sit in here thinking, God, if Hannah would have just made those
bunnies,
she would have that, and Caitlin would have had this many assists.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, Caitlin makes it hard for her teammates sometimes because the passes are just so incredible. You're just not used to getting passes like that, moving the way they are, and the angles that. But at some point, you got to get them.
Well, as some of the Iowa players would say, we don't even know that we're open, and Caitlin gets the ball to us.
Yes, because she knows they're open. Because she knows where they're going to be.
Yeah.
She throws the ball ahead because she knows that's where their momentum's going to take them. But Kelsey Mitchell, as good of an offensive player as she is, she's got to start catching those balls.
Yeah, and, Angel Reese, that was the game of her, I don't expect her to do that every game.
Well, she's averaging
a double-double.
She's averaging a double-double.
She's really good. I'm not saying that, but
what'd she have, 24 and 18?
Or 25?
25.
That's a little high, I agree with you, but I think Angel's going to be a 17, 10, 11 every game.
Yeah.
But then people don't, then they, how come she didn't, it's that kind of crap.
Well, people do the same thing to Caitlin.
Yeah,
but it's just idiots
thing.
It's just idiots on Twitter. I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too, we make them more than what they're just a bunch of morons on Twitter.
Some of them are morons that write newspaper columns too. There was one column in the New York Times that was just freaking ridiculous.
Why? What did it say?
Making a big deal over the sexuality and racism and just rehashing everything when and then at the end they kind of give credit to.
So what they were suggesting, that people hate Caitlin because she's white and straight? Is that what the gist of the article? I didn't read it. Well, that's all. That's an old. That narrative's been out there for a while.
And
there's probably some truth to it.
This was in Sunday. Yeah,
and there's probably truth to it.
Probably, but I think that. As you look at her team now, I think whatever animosity there was toward her.
I think they're talking more about opponents.
Maybe.
I think most of the stuff I've read is just why opponents are treating her so harsh. That's been one of the. A lot of people are jealous of her. I don't know.
I think it's more that than.
If you're a lesbian, are you jealous because she's straight? No, I don't think you. Do you care?
I don't think you're jealous.
Well, you wouldn't be. You may be jealous because of all the attention she gets and all that stuff, but you're not jealous because of her sexuality.
That has nothing to do with sexuality, and really fades with race too, because she's getting all this attention.
And it boils down to the people who are jealous of Caitlin. It's more about the attention and the endorsements.
Now, some people will say, though, that if she was black, she wouldn't have been treated the same way in college. She wouldn't have gotten. I don't know. That's just what's out there. That's what one of the narratives is. If she was black, she wouldn't have had the same endorsements. She wouldn't have had all this branding power and whatever. And we will never know the answer to that.
I don't know if it's possible.
But we don't know the answer.
But, there's plenty of black athletes that have gotten
Angel Reese
incredible accolades.
But they haven't gotten near the endorsements that Caitlin has. Not even close.
Well, no. Not in this instance. But, you look at Michael Jordan's of the world.
Well, yeah, but that's apples and oranges. You're comparing the NBA to you can't. I'm talking about other WNBA players. You can't.
Oh no, I'm just talking about other black athletes.
But what I'm saying though is you can't compare Michael Jordan to a WNBA player. Well, you can, but it's not. It doesn't really hold up. It's just apples and oranges. LeBron James. Caitlin Clark is voted the fourth most. It was Steph Curry, LeBron James. I can't remember who the other one was, but the money's just. It's just hard for me to compare those two. But
I think some of the longtime WNBA stars are angry because Caitlin, having never played 1 second in the WNBA, was signing $28 million.
But in fairness to Caitlin, that's what the market was doing.
Oh no, I understand.
But what I'm saying is, I think some of the black players have said, if she was black, this would never have happened. And I don't know the answer. I know that's what some of the argument. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of discussions saying, well, if she was black, there's no way she would have had the endorsement power. And possibly, but we'll never know because obviously she's not black.
Hello.
Yeah. My thing on that I realized early on with Caitlin Clark was kind of started with the enthusiasm by the Iowa fans from players before Caitlin, and then when ESPN and everybody else starts seeing this enthusiasm, it just seemed like to me it spread across the nation. And that's just kind of been my take.
Yeah, I think there's something. I think where things really started to take off with Caitlin was when she went off at Michigan her sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when people were like, whoa, what is this? And I think things slowly started to build, and then they won enough, too. I'm not sure Caitlin would have had near the endorsement power if Iowa didn't win 3 straight Big Ten tournament titles.
No.
Didn't get to 2 straight. I mean,
I think the junior year really catapulted the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yes,
Iowa went on that run.
because her sophomore year ended suddenly with that loss. But I still say, was it the Michigan game her sophomore, or was that the junior? When she had 44 at Michigan, she made those. She made like 3 threes in like 2 minutes. Thank you, caller. It caught everybody's attention.
Yeah,
that's where
it did.
That's where she really that they lost that game, if you remember.
Yeah.
But still, that's when people were like, "What is this?" I remember.
Is that when Naz Hillman was still there?
Yes, and they lost the game, and she had like 44 points, and she was just making shots from almost mid-court. That's when I think her brand really took off. And then, yes, the junior season, she stayed healthy. They avoided an early upset, and then going into the senior year, you knew it was going to take off. I mean, for some reason, and I still say the logo threes are probably what endeared Caitlin to so many fans because nobody had ever seen anything like this before from a women's player. I think that's what really opened people's eyes. Is she was just taking shots that other women's players weren't taking very. I mean, you'll see an SQ make, but not like Caitlin was doing for her college team.
No,
I think that was a big part of it.
And then she pushed it by, she makes sure she gives out autographs. I mean, things that the
she's
other
handled
players,
it very well too.
The other players weren't doing.
Yeah,
and I mean, she.
Well, I'm guessing there's other players. There weren't people waiting in line.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of these players would sign autographs if people wanted them, but until Caitlin, I'm sure Diana Taurasi signed tons of autographs over. But I've never seen any. And now, in fairness, Twitter wasn't even around when Diana Taurasi played in college. That's the other thing. Timing has helped Caitlin too because she's had social media to build her brand.
But she is the Taylor Swift of sports. Taylor Swift does that too.
And Taylor Swift has benefited from social media, too.
And goes out and signs autographs and everything. I mean, she's really loyal to her fans.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey, it's Greg calling from Chicago.
Hey, Greg.
Definitely with Caitlin Clark, social media made a big difference. But, I think you can't underestimate NIL because if she played 5 years before she did, there's no national State Farm commercials. There's no T-shirts with Clark.
Oh, yeah.
On the back.
Timing was huge for her.
I mean, that definitely, I'm not just talking about the money, but that definitely helped her national profile.
Yeah.
That all these other players never had.
Yeah. No, between that and social media is huge. I mean, like you said, Diana Taurasi didn't have social media or NIL. It's just a completely different era now. Caitlin came around at the right time.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
But, yeah, that's a good point, though. I mean, without NIL, she wouldn't have been able to do these endorsements. And what's impressive about her, she just did hers on her own. She didn't use Iowa.
No.
She didn't need Iowa.
No.
And it's amazing to think that there were actually. I remember when I wrote that column saying, if it comes. I would love her to stay, but she's not going to lose money by going to the. I got ripped by people. You are freaking clueless. I don't know. I haven't heard from those people since then. Those were the people that were clueless. She can't leave Iowa. She's going to be lost without their NIL. And I told this one guy, dude, she doesn't use Iowa's NIL. And he wouldn't believe me. So I'm like, whatever.
Then there's no point in talking.
No point in talking to him.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, I was wondering, why don't somebody just call up Monica Sonano for the Fever and be like, yo, take a flyer on her and see, she can catch those passes. She never missed those bunnies. She took 1 step, 2 steps, no steps, and she made buckets. I think if she got just a chance.
She had a chance.
If not,
she did have a chance.
Other players what to look for.
She doesn't play any defense.
She had a chance. She got cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got drafted by L.A. last year, and wasn't she one of their first cuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she had a chance. She just didn't make the league. And if you notice, she didn't stick around and try to make the league. I mean, she's kind of moved on, it looks like.
Right on. But, yeah, if not, just stick around with the Fever and be like, this is what you look for. This is, you know what I mean? It's like when Gretzky and, Messier played together. They just read each other's, minds, you know what I mean? Just kind of like how Monica and Caitlin.
Yeah, I think Aaliyah's getting
They're
better.
getting there.
I think they're getting, but no, you're right. Monica had great hands. She just there's just not enough other skill set to make it in the WNBA.
I mean, like Aaliyah's first 7 buckets yesterday were Caitlin Clark assists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
All right, boys. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
Thanks.
But yeah, Monica, I thought she had a chance, but she also had to play center, and she's like 6'2.5", 6'3". And if you see, there's a lot of 6'4" and 6'5" centers in the league now. That center for what's her name, John Till Jones. God,
she's incredible.
She's not much worse than Asia Wilson.
And
I take either one of them.
She can shoot the 3.
And she's mean.
She is.
If she needs to be mean, she can be mean.
She's mean.
I want her on my team.
I would not mess with her.
No.
Remember, didn't she and Aaliyah get into it?
Yeah.
And I think I remember when I saw them having to be separated, I think I remember saying to Aaliyah Boston, "You're very lucky that brawl is being diverted." But no, she's a hell of a player.
She is.
But no, I get what the caller's saying. I mean, it's just not that easy. If Monica, if she was with the Fever, she wouldn't be playing over in Alyssa Smith or
no.
And like you said, defense was one of her weaknesses.
Yes.
But she did have great hands.
Yes, she did.
She had great hands, and she was so skilled around the basket. Now, some of those shots she made would get blocked in the WNBA.
Yes.
The interior defense in the WNBA is so much better than college.
It really is.
I mean, Aaliyah Boston, there's times where I just wish Aaliyah would go up. There's times where she almost assumes defense is going to come and kind of alter her shot, and she just ends up missing easy bunnies inside. I mean, she's getting better. I think their team is getting better. I know their coach gets a lot of grief, but I mean, they're 7-11 right now. They didn't play well down the stretch.
They should have won that
You can't
game.
blame it all on the head coach, though.
No.
There's just way too much blame on this head coach.
No, you can't.
I mean, I thought they got tentative down the stretch, but the other thing that we forget about, their defense sucks. And if you want to blame that on the head coach or whatever, but I mean, what did they lose? What was yesterday's score?
It's like 87, 86.
They give up between 85 and 100 points a game often when they play against good teams. Their transition defense was it like 89, 88?
82, 81.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, when you're
still not good defense.
When you're giving up between 80 and 100 points a game consistently, that's just not good.
No.
And that's what they need to work on. And I mean, Caitlin's a good defender, but she's not a great defender. She's a much better offensive player. Now, Aaliyah Boston, wasn't she supposed to be a better defender than offensive player in college? Wasn't she?
No, you're
not really. She was a complete
wasn't
player.
it like 89,
You're right,
87?
It's 88, 87.
Yeah, I thought they were close to 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just wasn't there just wasn't a very good they just at times don't seem very connected on defense.
No, they're not.
But there's a lot of WNBA teams that don't play very good defense. And there's a lot of WNBA
But your really good teams
play
do.
good D. And some of these WNBA games are pretty lopsided now. It's just, it seems like there's a little bit of a separation. Then you got teams like the Fever that are kind of right in the middle, trying to avoid slipping into the pack and trying to keep up with the pack. But
you have 4 that have separated
Connecticut,
themselves.
New York. Is it Phoenix?
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but Las Vegas last I saw they were 6
They
and
lost
6.
a couple, but they just won again.
Yeah, but their struggles have been one of the bigger stories in the.
And they beat the Sun.
Yeah, they had lost like 4 in a row.
Yeah, they had.
I mean, last year they only lost once at home, and they've already lost 3 times. They've been a big disappointment.
They're going to be good, though. I mean, they're good.
I think Connecticut's the best team, or New York, Connecticut or New York. Brianna Stewart. I mean, she had 33 the other. She's
Sabrina.
incredible. Yeah, and I think one of those 2 teams. I haven't seen Phoenix play yet. I don't know what their record is.
Is that Tarassi's team?
That's Tarassi's team. I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't
No,
seen
the
them
LA
play.
Sparks, they're not very good.
Well, and then they lost Cam Brink, so
And they were
in
below
trouble.
500 with her. So, I mean, I still think the Fever are going to be close to 500 when this season's over. I don't know if that'll get them in the playoffs. But if they can be close to 500, that's significant improvement from last year.
I think that last year there were 2 teams under 500 that made the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, they don't have a lot of teams right now.
No, they don't.
And I think what it also looks like this week, Caitlin plays 2 games, right? This week?
Yes.
Her body's starting to get refreshed. You can tell it seems like she's kind of getting her second breath as she goes through this grind, but they're not playing as the schedule's kind of let up a little bit. The front of their schedule was brutal, plus she was just coming off the NCAA tournament. You know, a 4-month run with the Iowa women's team. Now she's getting a little more time to regroup and, you know, kind of refresh herself in between games, and I think you're seeing it. I thought she played well yesterday.
I did too, and she's starting to realize, A, the level of talent that she faces every single game is just...
Yeah, this isn't college anymore.
No, everyone's so quick.
Yes, and tall.
Yep.
And determined. And, yeah, it's tough. But she's...
And they're heavier.
Yeah, and she's playing as well or maybe even a little better than I thought she would. She's going to end up averaging 16, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be one of the greatest rookie seasons ever.
Uh-huh.
She's going to have a lot of turnovers, but that's because of how she plays and because her teammates can't catch some of her difficult passes. So, yeah, no, I think she's been as good as advertised, and she handles everything well. I think it's funny. You see on Twitter now, one of the things with Twitter, they love showing women's WNBA players walking to the locker room in their clothes. Have you ever know? That's a big thing now.
Maybe before the game?
Like they're on some runway or something.
Yeah.
Every time I get on Twitter prior to a Fever game, you see Caitlin being shown walking to the locker room. She's got the smile, but I just think that's part of the branding. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I some of the outfits some of them wear are
incredible.
Are incredible.
They are.
I mean, I had my brother-in-law and myself and my sister all disagreed. I mean, did you see what Angel Reese was wearing yesterday?
Crazy.
I thought it was a little crazy, but my sister's like, it looks great. You guys are just idiots. You know? I thought it was a little risque. But my sister, who's 71, was saying that I'm an old, stale, white fogey.
Yeah. You are a fogey.
Just an old, stale, boring white guy who
Yikes.
doesn't want people to express themselves. And she said the same thing about her husband. She shot us down. She was defending Angel Reese.
Old, stale, white fogey. That's
you and I
not
are
great.
kind of like Caitlin and Boston. In that I know when, the last song I played, I played before this segment starts. I know whether you're going to like it or not.
What was it?
Well, I'm just saying any song.
Oh.
Yeah. If it's something newer than 40 years.
I don't remember driving in. I don't remember what. I think mostly driving in it was news, and I don't remember you playing any.
I played a song.
I don't remember the song since I
can't remember what you played.
I can't either.
But you know it was one that I hated.
Was it Born to Run?
Oh, it was Born to Run. That's the one I heard. I don't hate that song.
No, I like Born to Run.
No, there was a song after it.
What was it?
I don't know.
Well, it's on there. You have the software.
I mean, Born to Run, it's okay. I mean, wasn't that the song that kind of made him famous?
Yeah. First.
Oh, Whitney Houston wanted to dance.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I did hear that, too. I turned it off. That song is she was gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but some of her songs were just brutal, and that was one of them.
Huge.
God, it was just
massive.
I know.
So was
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide.
That
number
means
one.
nothing in my world. Sometimes that means it's good chance. If you're telling me it was a huge top 4, there's a good chance the song sucks in my world, and that was a bad one. I didn't dislike all her songs. Most of them, you know. Didn't she do the theme to The Bodyguard where she's just screaming?
Yeah,
her and Kevin Costner.
I didn't like that.
It was.
I loved How Will I Know was a great song.
Yeah, How Will I Know?
No.
Great song. How will I know?
That's just fingernails on a chalkboard.
Jesus.
I mean, she's worse than Mariah Carey.
So I liked her a lot better than Mariah Carey.
I don't like either
Carey
one.
hasn't
For music, I don't.
She was more gimmicky, I thought.
They're both beautiful.
Yeah. Oh no,
but no, I'm just talking music. I'm not talking Whitney before things started to turn rough. She was beautiful.
Yeah.
God, I remember when I first saw her. I'm like, wow. I don't care what her. Now I will say her version, her national anthem, right after night was incredible. Right after 9/11.
Yeah,
that was
amazing talent.
Oh yeah, her voice was incredible. But that 9/11, I remember I cried watching that, and that was a powerful moment. God, I keep reminding she's dead, isn't she?
Yeah. And so's her daughter.
Yeah.
What did her daughter die of?
I think drug overdose.
Really? How
Drug
sad.
overdose. Yeah.
Very sad.
And Bobby Brown takes no responsibility for either of them.
I mean, Whitney had so much to live for.
Yeah, he's a piece of crap.
That's kind of when her life started to unravel, when she got with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, wasn't she the niece of Dionne Warwick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dionne Warwick's still alive.
Yeah.
Just watched her on Watford Files the other day with Gandalf Finch, Gandhi, Isaac Hayes. Shut up, Rockfish. The name's Rockford.
Wrong.
Isaac Hayes, he played that character great. So, here, look, before it's Monday, let's see if there's any breaking news. This is usually when it happens. If there's anything.
I know Caitlin Clark's in a a dead heat with Asia Wilson.
Yeah, I saw she
in
was
the fan vote.
she was number 2 behind Asia, and they were way far ahead of everybody else. So I was actually surprised she was not number 1, to be honest with you. But Asia Wilson's popularity is, I think Caitlin has helped to bring some exposure to Asia Wilson.
You bet.
I really do think she has. And
well, Asia Wilson's incredible.
She is, but so is John Till Jones. They both are.
They both are.
They both are. I mean, they're both. I had never heard of this John Quill Jones until this year.
I had not either.
I had heard of Asia Wilson, of course.
And I love watching Kelsey Plum play, too.
I do, too, but I think Anescu's better than Plum. If I had to pick between Anescu and Plum, I'd take Anescu. I think she's more complete.
No, I would agree with that.
Plum's good. You know another one that's good is Jewel Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Who played at Notre Dame. Yeah. She's really good. There's good players in that league. I mean, I know people hate her. Kennedy Carter's really good.
She is so
quick. She is a hell of a player.
She is.
I mean, if she was on your team, you'd love her. And if she was Caitlin's other guard, if anyone messed with Caitlin, Kennedy Carter would be right in her face defending her teammate. I really do firmly believe that. She's way – I'd never heard of her until this year. Way better. And every time I watch her play, she gets 18, 20 points –
I had watched her play in the tournament.
Who did she play? Who did she play college ball? Do you know?
I'm not.
I mean, I don't want to.
I think she was down south somewhere.
I don't want
like
to take the time.
Kentucky or something.
I don't want to
like
take
that.
the time to look it up right now, but but no, she is a really good all-around guard. One of the better ones in the league.
Is.
She really is. So, but yeah, the Caitlin. Let's see. There's 18. They've got 22 games left. They're almost halfway through the schedule.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's fun. It's fun to watch her games. I was looking forward to yesterday's game. MediaCom took me all the way through, no issues. But what my MediaCom's doing now at times, I'll be watching something, then all of a sudden the picture will just go away and be replaced by one of those background prop scenes. Like a picture of an ocean with waves. It'll for like 10 seconds it'll do that. The other day it did it for like 30 seconds. Then all of a sudden the show reappears. It's the strangest thing.
It is strange. Yeah.
It just started happening like a week ago. I was getting ready to call the other day, but literally about 30 seconds later, all of a sudden, the picture's back. It's just so bizarre.
We'll you're going to go to YouTube, right?
No, I'm definitely going to. But like I said, there's no huge hurry. I just paid my MediaCom bill. I paid $250, and then I just paid yesterday the next $121. So I got the $370 monthly bill paid for now. But yeah, no, I'm. But like I said. We'll figure out a time. It's too hot right now. I don't want to deal with it, and I may as well use MediaCom while I still have it paid for. Because didn't you say that won't take you very long to do that? You'll come over there, you'll download it, show me how to run the thing, and I'll have it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the IMON guy said that it would literally take them an hour to get my internet. I just got to time it to where when MediaCom stops, IMON's right there to. I don't want to. And MediaCom does need 7 days notice. They've told me that. That's part of the deal, so I'll give it to them. But yeah, this is weird, though. It's all of a sudden it's just being replaced by these background images.
I don't know.
It's just like the picture just disappears to the right.
Because maybe your receiver has some TVs have it, but I imagine your MediaCom, your new receiver, has like wallpaper, and it's losing the signal. And putting up.
Well, yes, that's what it is. It's instead of just having a blank screen, it's giving you something to look at.
Yeah.
But why is this happening?
Because it's losing the internet.
But why?
Because it's all effed up.
Yeah, it really is. Because the other thing that's weird about it is I can lose the internet with the TV, and then meanwhile my desktop or my laptop, it's still got the internet.
Yeah, because
it's so bizarre.
You're using more bandwidth on TV. That's what it is. Hello.
Yeah, I heard you say they lost Cameron Brink. What happened to her?
ACL.
Oh, not permanent. It's just a short-term illness.
Well, I don't know.
Anterior cruciate. She blew her knee out. She's out for the year.
Out for the year and out for the Olympics too.
Yeah, ACL, torn ACL.
That's too bad.
Sure is.
Yeah, she's such a neat person. It's too bad.
She's still with us, or did? Okay. Yeah, no, it was too bad. And, Caitlin was asked about it, and, of course, she always says the right thing and what have you. I will say before we wrap up, I am getting so sick of in-game interviews with coaches and players.
Oh, I hate
I'm to the
them.
point where I may even write something just to blow steam. I know it's not going to mean anything.
What is the point?
It's so stupid. Like yesterday, they were interviewing Angel Reese. She couldn't even breathe because she had just gotten done going up, and she had to get her breath back before she could talk.
But God, she talked fast.
She does talk fast.
So does Caitlin.
Yeah.
But they don't need to be interviewed during games.
I think Reese, though, if they were given the same phrase to read, I think Reese would beat her.
Now, the other thing, ESPN does this thing, and I don't mind this as much. I can't believe the baseball players. They'll have a baseball player mic'd up out on the field during the other day. They had Juan Soto mic'd up, and he had to go run down a fly ball when he was talking to these guys. It's that one. I sort of like it, but I still think it's unnecessary.
That's ridiculous.
But that's what the ESPN does now. They talk to these guys for a whole half inning in the field.
But talking to Teresa Witherspoon in the middle of a play, and then she was screaming at the.
Well, plus
her
the
team.
interviews are never very good.
No.
Other than Greg Popovich's. Do you remember his?
No, no.
Google that. Google Greg Popovich sideline in-game interview and see what comes up. You don't remember? How do you know what I'm talking about?
Don't watch the NBA.
Greg Popovich, the coach of San Antonio, hates in-game interviews. Well, he doesn't like dealing with the media. He doesn't like dealing with the media. There were times where he was so unfriendly, or sometimes he would be unfriendly, but in a nice way. If there's a way, he would be snarky. He'd give one-word answers, and you'd feel so sorry for the sideline reporters who are just shrinking each time they have to interview him. And that's when
I've been there.
And I think that's when people started saying these things are ridiculous.
What are you on? He goes to one of them.
What did he say?
It's a bunch of YouTube things. He goes to one. What are you on?
Can you play any loud enough to where we can hear him?
Yeah.
And there's no violation, is there?
No.
And he doesn't cuss.
No. Here we go.
Well, hopefully it's one of the really good ones.
The second quarter, what did you see in that frame? Were you on drugs? Not yet. Even game? What the huh? Won the second. Come on.
That doesn't sound like it's during a game, though. That sounds like it's in the post.
Our ass. But there's it was much like the Atlanta game. Like
That's post game. That's a post game. I'm talking about those little in game things they would do like after a quarter, and he would just be. I mean, a lot of it was he was screwing with the media too, because I think it was his way of saying, guys, this is so stupid to make us have to talk to you guys, and he would take it out on no, I'm with you. I take it out on the poor sideline reporters. No, if he can't, it's no big deal. I thought. But no, that his post games were pretty good too. But now they're so bad, you don't ever hear from him anymore. San Antonio's been terrible for the last 3 or 4 years.
Have they?
Well, they got one Benyama now, and I think they're seeing some hope there. But yeah, no, they haven't been. It just shows you, even a coach as good as Popovich, if you don't have the Jimmies and the Joes, you're not going to win.
No,
you're just not going to.
No, they refer to him, but they don't have the videos.
Okay.
It was neat to see Chris and Keegan come back and get their
nice to see Prairie
accolades.
Nice to see Prairie honoring them, and that's well deserved. And it's a cool story. They're both. I mean, they're both set for. I mean, Chris signed. I think he got $3-4 million for.
Yeah.
That's life-changing money.
It is.
So yeah, it's a neat story. It really is.
And Keegan laughs when he inks his next contract.
Yes.
I'll tell you
and
what.
if Chris can hang in there, he'll get a decent second contract. Yeah, Keegan's going to make some really. I mean, AJ Epinesa he just inked a new deal, got another $10 million over 2 years and what have you. So, but yeah, I mean,
and Tristan Wirf's contract.
Well, he's going to end up being He'll end up being one of the higher paid offensive line, maybe the highest paid when he gets his next deal. Yeah, and it's well deserved, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the best out there.
What are you on drugs?
Yeah, Popovich he was rough, but he wasn't like Bobby Knight. But he could be mean. Bobby Knight was just abrasive and confrontational, and just a big a-hole bully. And he was 6'6", so he was always
a bully.
He's a big time bully.
For him.
Yeah, he's just a bully. And he's gone. He left this earth a while ago.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Knight was his own worst enemy.
Yes, he was.
I was around him maybe 5 or 6 press conferences, and every single one he was mean and unhappy, and just treated people like crap. Women, men, just seemed to be a weird way to go through life. Yeah. And he had a bunch of people who enabled him because he won.
Yeah,
they enabled him until they couldn't anymore.
He was a big fan of Whitney Houston.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. Yeah, and Gigi Allen. I think Bobby used to listen to Gigi Allen tapes before games.
Well, this is what I don't want you to be like.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, I remember when he passed away. You knew it was coming. His health declined.
Oh, he looked horrible a couple years ago.
Yeah,
when he came back to Indiana.
Yeah, he did not look good, and he was in his mid to late. He aged pretty fast because I think he was 81 or 82 when he died, somewhere around there. So, but like I said, I remember being so excited covering the first Indiana game. I get to go do a press conference with Bob Knight, and it was at Carver. He came in there and just started yelling and screaming at everybody who asked him a question, and it was just so mean. And I'm like, wow, what a jerk. And he was remember the time when Alford made his coaching debut over at Indiana, and Knight just went off on everybody afterwards. Called off Curry Kirkpatrick. I'm sitting right there and being like, Jesus, this guy is just a miserable human being.
Yeah, that's what he was.
And that's what he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he did a lot of great things for people. I get that. But both things can be true. He did a lot. When Landon Turner had that accident, Bobby Knight was great for him.
Yes, he was.
But there was a lot of people that Bobby Knight treated like crap.
Well, same thing with Alford.
Yeah, like Adam Haluska swears by Steve,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah.
He was great to him. But a lot of people he treated like crap.
Little lick about Lickliter.
I don't know. That's
things he could do that.
Yeah,
no one else could do.
That's all he couldn't do.
Yeah. That's just an era that needs to not be brought up anymore. I'll remember you though. You stuck with him for a long. You were there. You stuck with him.
I did.
You stuck with him.
I did for the first 2 years. But when we lost, our best players,
Tony Freeman, Jake Kelly, Aaron Fuller.
Jake Kelly. He was great.
Yeah, when they all started to leave, and it was a disaster.
Yep.
So
he was always nice to me.
Yep, and Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
You act like you saw him like 100 times, like you guys hung out together.
Yeah, we in the grocery aisle, in the cereal aisle. Big fan of Fruit Loops.
He was a strange cat.
Well, I think if we're back to Lickliter, it may be time to.
But we're not back to Guilfoyle.
No,
we're not going back there. We're not going back there. But again, like I said, as of now, we got Lisa on at 9:00 on Friday. I'll come in a little early too, and but we've interviewed her she's easy.
Oh yeah, she's easy.
I mean, we've interviewed her 2 or 3 times. I'm just kind of curious. I want to get if she can share her bucket list with us, maybe places she wants to visit, and I wonder if she's used to waking up now and not being the Iowa women's coach. I wonder how long that adjustment takes.
When is she going to replace Christy Sides as the Indiana?
I don't know if I'm going to ask that. I don't want to put her in an uncomfortable situation because I think Christy Sides needs to. I think they need to back off a little bit.
I think she's that team's getting better.
They're getting better. Yes, they are. Yesterday was a step back. They just didn't handle. They were up, weren't they up
15.
by? Yeah, they should have closed that game.
Absolutely.
They should, but you don't just blame one person, one player. That was a group loss.
'Twas.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate. Like I said, I was really pulling for him.
Yep.
But does Grace Berger ever play?
Clean up if either if they're down by 20 or up by 20 as the game's almost over.
I thought she was better than that. Wasn't she pretty good at Indiana?
Yes, she was, but she got in, like the one game she got in when Caitlin sat on the bench a lot. She came in and missed 3 straight free throws.
Well, she's not real athletic.
No, and she just, when she gets her chance, she doesn't make enough of an impact on the team to get her more playing
And
time.
Celeste Taylor, did she play at Ohio State?
Yes.
I thought she could maybe help them some defensively.
She's a great defensive
Such a
player.
great defense, but she never plays. She just doesn't. And Erica Wheeler, I appreciate what she brings, but there's times where she frustrates me.
She's not a good shooter.
No, and it seems, but we'll see. Like I said, they're showing improvement. What have they won 4 out of their last 6?
4 out of their last 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. They had won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not ready to throw in the towel. I'm just let them play a little longer. I mean, you think Christy Sides makes it through the season?
Yes,
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I think there are some fans that are convinced or want to believe that, like, the fever has been communicated with Lisa since she retired. You know what I mean, though?
Yes.
It's ridiculous, but I think there's some people out there that think that. And people push those narratives on Twitter and what have you. But no, I want to talk to Lisa. There's a lot I want to ask her. I mean, everything that
I'm
she's
sorry
been
I'm
through,
going to miss that, but you'll do great.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. So, but all right, everybody, what's the temperature right now?
82 with a heat index of 87.
God, it felt warmer than that, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, stay cool.
Okay, Molly Suter is next. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
Download the new KCJJ app. Keep up with the latest news, weather, and high